You get nothing to lose. What the hell? What's up, everybody? Hope everybody had a good holiday and Christmas. Nobody is watching.
Merry Christmas.
Nobody kicks on in a few minutes. I'm gonna.
No, I got you.
I know I always get at least one or two that sit in the background and listen and watch. But yeah, it's absolutely amazing the stuff that Harbor Freight's coming out with. How you doing, Supra? If you want to pop on, I'll send you a link.
Hey, Supra.
I'll post the link actually. It's amazing the stuff that you on vacation, Sergio?
We're on vacation.
It says Mexico. Greetings from Mexico.
Was it going fishing?
I don't know. I know he lives in California, but he's in Mexico, it says.
Well, Mexico's not far from us. Well, Baja's not far from us.
Now, I'm just amazed how big of a drop Harbor Freight's going to make. I guess that's a good word for it. With the Icon line.
Whole lot of stuff coming out.
It's a large investment they're making. Like I said, especially when you add in the scan tools. But I mean, DIY, bottom line, first of all, they come out with all the scan tools you want. Well, they're dealing with some Snap-on X corporate guys, so I'm sure they got it covered on the support issue.
You would think, but look at the whole store in general. Just the way that the thing is packaged.
Sergio's funny. You want to be if you want to call it being with my in-laws a vacation.
Look at the line.
Gotcha, buddy.
Look at the line of tools that Harbor Freight carries right now, and not just their hand and their power tools. I'm talking from casters to tarps to O-ring kits to cheap routers, cement mixers, wheelbarrows, generators. The average employee at Harbor Freight doesn't have a clue what those products are, what they do, or how well they'll hold up because they have nothing to compare it to.
Well, that's very true. Very true point, man. But aren't they a little late to the party? I mean,
very late to the party.
Well, when I say they're very late to the party, it's because everything they're producing is a copycat.
This is true. It's a copycat.
Right. Now, people say, no, Vim is coming out with all kinds of new innovative stuff. Okay, yeah. Vim is. They're coming out with stuff, and they're not a tool manufacturer. They come up with an idea, and they have somebody build it for them.
Yeah, they take old ideas that failed, and they re-engineer them, and sometimes they make them work, too.
All right. Now, yeah, Vim still makes ratchets because they're a tool company. They're going to make a ratchet. They're going to make some basic sockets.
Do they make a ratchet and socket? I don't think they do.
Yes, they do. They make a ratchet now. But, I mean, that's just all part of being a tool company. You got to offer somebody a ratchet.
Do they make that little tiny bit ratchet that turns into a T-handle?
I don't know. Is that Vim?
That's Vim. I know that the ratchets that come in their socket sets, the sockets
So Vim sells ratchets and sockets, but
they do, but they're rebranded.
They come out, but they come out with new tools also that are their own. That's something that Harbor Freight isn't doing. They're just copycatting. They're copycatting. To be a real company, you got to come out with something that's your own.
The whole Icon hard line of tools, their ratchets, for example, those ratchets, most of them, they're Carlisle.
Like those. Those are Vims.
That's innovative.
Those things actually, if you can fit them into where you're trying to work, these actually do work. They can be lifesavers. That's a Vim thing. I mean, did another company once make them? Yes. Were they as good? I don't know. I never owned them.
No,
those actually work. But Harbor Freight totally just straight up ripping somebody off on everything they're doing and cutting the price in half.
They're not coming out with anything new.
Well, I already know from a guy like I said, the Harbor Freight that's most local to me says they can't get rid of those icon boxes. Most of them end up getting pulled off the floor because they get bumped around and beat up, hit too much.
They go to the scratch and dent.
Yep, and they put a new one out on the floor.
Yeah. While the general boxes are flying out the door faster than they can make them.
Remember who walks on Harbor Freight? 90% of the people that go on Harbor Freight are not quite full professional. I mean, I go on Harbor Freight for some odds and ends. I'm professional level, but 90% of the people that walk in the door of Harbor Freight are not. They're going there for something cheap that's going to do the job. So they're going to not even buy the icon. They might not even buy the Quinn, which
Right.
the Quinn a steal. The new shit Quinn's coming out with is a steal.
Their screwdrivers aren't bad.
But people go in there for cheap.
Yes. You go in there to save money. Now, they've stepped way up with their air tool line. Their Chief Air Tools. I mean, they're all rebranded. They're coming out of Taiwan. Same company that's making them for the other companies that are also rebranding. They made leaps and bounds with their welders, the titanium and the Vulcan line. Leaps and bounds, huge. But are they all specific? Are they specific?
Are they what?
Are they specific to Harbor Freight, or are they rebranded or sold under multiple labels?
I would say,
because the Icon hand tools are
rebrands. I'd say they're rebrands.
The Icon hand tools are rebrands from other people that are already sold under multiple labels.
Well, we already know this. We already know their new nano sockets are Astros.
Their wrenches are identical to Carlisle's.
And their new ratchet by Quinn is a gear wrench.
Is a gear wrench. The Icon ratchet, I mean, you can match that up with a whole bunch of other rebranded ratchets.
Icon ratchet's a strong ratchet. It just has a hell of a lot of back drag.
Yeah, the back drag sucks. They're not bad ratchets, but I can't get myself to like them. The head's real thick, and they've got a lot of back drag. They're not weak. It's not a bad piece. How come there's no quick release?
That costs more money.
There's no 12-point. It's like they put the line up there, but they never finish the job. You're going to tell me nobody's ever going to need a 12-point?
Well, what if you lose one? How do you replace that one socket, that one wrench?
You can't.
They gotta fix that issue. They gotta revamp stuff.
Yeah, they've got a lot of work to do to make it legitimate.
I lose a snap-on ratchet, and I live close to a snap-on dealer. Say in the right area of the country, I go to my local snap-on dealer, like say like this man right here, and say, "Hey, I lost my ratchet, Pat. I want to buy another one." I don't expect them to warranty it. Warranty don't cover your loss.
Right.
Or not. A ratchet's a bad example because you can buy single ratchets at the Harbor Freight. I lost my 13 mil Icon wrench, anti-slip that spreads like a fucking virgin on prom night. I can't buy it. The only way to get it is to buy it on eBay, and
unless somebody's willing to break a set.
Everybody on eBay selling them single knows that Harbor Freight don't sell them single. So I got to buy them. Harbor Freight will say, well, we don't sell that single yet. And you got to buy a whole new set. The guy in my shop, he's bad. He keeps losing his shit. Every time he loses something, he just replaces it with Snap-on. So that's a good way to upgrade to a real tool.
Could be.
What's up, Lakes?
Tractor Supply, some of them do carry Tecton, don't they?
Yeah, I live in Michigan. And it's funny. My Tractor Supply does not have Tecton. The one closest to me, but the one like 2 more miles away from me if I had to go the other opposite direction does have Tecton.
Their sockets aren't bad. Their chrome sockets are actually very nice. They're Taiwanese. Yeah.
Well, what does Tecton make here in the United States?
Screwdrivers, I think some of their pliers, those laser cut wrenches and crow's feet, punches and chisels.
I don't like their laser cut wrenches.
No, I don't either. But their punches and chisels, their hammers, I believe, are Trusty Cooks. They've got quite a few things made in the USA. There's a pretty good chunk of their catalog, and they'll tell you whether it's coming from China, Taiwan, or the U.S. Before you can look right at the bottom of the page, and it gives you the country of origin.
Well, super. That all matters what part of the country you work in. I mean, you work in the South where you don't run across a lot of rust. I'm not going to bullshit nobody. You can get away with a lot of Icon stuff, a lot of Harbor Freight stuff, a lot of Pittsburgh stuff, a lot of just low end tools. Don't matter what the brand is. But you get up into an area where you're dealing with shitty fasteners all the time, you're going to appreciate the more high quality tool. And I will say this about one tool company. When no other tool fits down a hole to get a fastener, you know what tool does?
Snap-on.
Snap-on socket.
It's the most trusted for a reason.
Yes, snap-on socket will usually fit and get the job done when no other socket will. It all comes down to it. If you're going to put a commitment into your future, your job, and say, I'm going to do this for this many years, there's others that'll totally go against me. And they'll be like, oh, no, if you bought all this lower end stuff and save that money, invest that money. Now, come on, when we're younger, who thinks about that? So you still piss it away and blow it away. You'll have this much more money in your retirement.
Yeah.
So don't buy that expensive stuff. I say, young guys, if you're really truly going to stay into this industry and be serious about this industry, it's pennies on a day. It's pennies a day to buy the best versus cheap shit that you're not going to like in the future. Stuff that gets the job done, doesn't break on you all the time, doesn't bust your knuckles up, doesn't round fasteners off. You pay a price for that.
This is true.
And over the long run, I truly do believe it pays off.
Not everything in your box needs to be Snap-on. But some of the stuff in your box needs to be of better quality than Pittsburgh.
Yeah, it's a good way of saying it. I'm not telling anybody that everything you got to buy has got to be Snap-on. But
look at Jimmy making it work. He doesn't have any Snap-on.
He has Snap-on still. Don't kid yourself. He didn't get rid of everything.
True.
Jimmy is pushing the end of his career. He made a smart move, man, to a point. He's able to sell stuff off used, probably what he paid for it back then. Even more than that, and he replaced it with decent quality stuff that's getting him through the job. He banked cash, still working. I mean, I'm not an old man, but I know Jimmy's older than I am. I think Jimmy's around 60, isn't he?
I think so.
Or maybe even older, younger a little bit. I know he's in that range. I'm not saying he's going to stop working anytime soon either. I'm just saying
He's not the guy that needs to go out and buy his first set of wrenches or his first tool truck ratchet. He's already been down that road.
He got a bug in his ass about the way Snap-on, which must have had a shitty truck dealer. And I will admit, a lot of your Snap-on corporate fucking guys are arrogant fuckers. Like, it's Snap-on or nothing. If you have a cool truck guy, he'll even tell you, "Hey, that's a great tool too."
Yeah, when there's
That
a
tool,
second
my
guy,
dealer will tell me if a tool is a piece of shit or he thinks something else is better. He won't sit there and say, "Oh, it's mine or nothing." Well, some of the Snap-on guys are very arrogant. It's this or nothing. You got shit if you don't buy this, which isn't always true.
hey JWC Tech, what's happening?
He's throwing up a link for individual icon hand tools. I've seen a lot of guys breaking sets down and selling them on eBay at a pretty good premium.
That's the only way you're going to get them.
Like right here, a Snap-on dealer speaking the truth. The Torch 100, it's shit. What do you got? The Torch 300 and 400 too? I have the biggest one, and I'll have to admit, I do like the newest Power Probe one, the big guy Power Probe one. A touch better than all of them I have, but I still like the Snap-on one.
Let's see what we got here. Maybe I can get in here so I can see the comments.
But
Somebody was doing a video on all the new 100-tooth ratchets Snap-on's got out now.
a lot of guys bitch that I've never actually put. Yeah, I did put one in my hand. I'm lying on that. But I didn't. I didn't even fuck with it long enough. I got in another conversation with my Snap-on dealer, and I didn't pay attention. But I was
I'm
told
hoping.
I was
I'm
told by a few
hoping.
people the back drag is like insane on it.
Yeah, that's what Chad was saying. He didn't like the back drag.
But I was also told by others, like JWC says, click the link, fake news.
Ah.
But I was also told once you use it for like a couple days, a week, depending how much you use it, I guess it loosens right up and it is just as smooth as a dual 80. Yeah, but Pat, the Torch 100, let's face it, that's not made by Snap-on. They should be embarrassed to print their name on it. I mean, that Torch 100 is not made by Snap-on. Snap-on was just, they shouldn't put their name on there. I don't know what else to say. They shouldn't put their name on it. I could probably go to Home Depot and buy a better thing for like $29.95.
Let's see what.
That's even saying the 100 teeth break in. So I guess they're a little tight at first, but I will say the head is smaller on them. It is slimmer too, if I'm correct. Am I correct on that, Pat? The head's slimmer. I know the head itself is smaller. I'm trying to remember if it's slimmer. So I didn't look at. I got in another conversation. It was something I asked him for, and he brought up, "Oh, I got this for you." And next thing you know, the ratchet was out of mine because I have so many damn ratchets. Worrying about the new 100 tooth was like not an issue to me.
Supra, the gear wrench, digital torque wrench. I have one, and it shuts off right in the middle of what you're doing. I don't know if it's what battery you put in it or where you have it set, but I'll tell you what, it gets the job done for me. I only use it for one or two functions at my job, and it beats the hell out of paying $800 for a Snap-on or $600 for a Matco.
Well, I have the Tech Angle torque wrenches. I bought them pre-pandemic, probably a year or two before that even. And I didn't pay anything close to that, but y'all know inflation. Just remember. I mean, the Tech Angle is going to be good by Snap-on. I don't like any bullshit reviews about, oh, the icon's been tested to be better and blah, 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 blah. Bullshit.
Don't buy it.
Shit. It's all bias.
No.
The Tech Angle is by Snap-on is made by CDI. I believe everything the Mack truck carries is a Precision Instruments product, which is who Snap-on used before they bought out CDI. They were tech angles. In fact, I actually probably have one right next to me because I was talking to Turner about it last night. This old split beam torque wrench that I no longer keep at work. I just recently actually had it recalibrated. That is not a CDI product. This is a Precision torque wrench. They're both great companies. They're both very accurate.
Was that a 3/8 or a half, Dave?
It's a half split beam.
I have a new half split beam, but I think that's a CDI. It has the snap-on head on it.
I got a new air fryer. I'm trying to think what I got cool for Christmas besides freaking the flu.
I got my brother an air fryer. He likes it.
I got sick on Christmas. First time in years. I don't know. I can't say sick. It just didn't feel good.
Yeah.
I woke up Christmas morning like just totally congested as all shit, and I don't know. It just wasn't about it.
I took a long nap yesterday.
Well, I did too. I took such a long nap. I talked to a certain person until like about 10 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
What is up, John? Hope you and your family had a good Christmas. I'm trying to think what I got for Christmas. Well, my kids gave me a $200 gift card to Home Depot. And a couple new shirts, a couple new hoodies. I didn't get the BB gun I was asking for. They said I'll shoot my eye out. So
The Red Rider?
yeah.
That's a pain in the ass. Let's see. I got these.
I told everybody don't buy me shit. I said because none of you guys know what the hell to buy me.
I got that one. And I got that one. And then I've got I think $100 gift card for Home Depot.
Yeah, I got old style beam style torque wrench Adam. I never had a problem with it either. And I never ever checked. I've never ever checked the calibration of my old fashioned Craftsman torque wrench.
Well, I had all my torque wrenches recalibrated about 2 months ago, 3 months ago, right before I left the propeller shop.
You know, I get my torque wrench recalibrated. I recalibrate one of my half-inch snap-ons.
Check on against them.
Yeah, I check it against them. I'm like, that's close enough.
Well, that prop shop, they had to have everything in the shop had to have a sticker on it. So they calibrated all my stuff. They just threw it on the pile. I mean, every caliper, every rule, every protractor, everything had to have a calibration sticker on it. So I got lucky. They just lumped my shit in, and none of it had to get worked on.
What is up, Wrenching Mafia? What is up? What is up? Hope you had a good Christmas too. JWC had a really good Christmas. 2 hours. You did a shot of Jack Daniels or two. We've gone 3.
Remember even less. Let's see. What'd the tool dealer give you? I got hats and t-shirts and all kinds of shit.
Well, I got that, and well, the best thing I don't know if it's the best thing because I never used them, never had it. But I'll go get it in a minute. My Mac dealer gave me a gift for being a great customer for all these years. I mean, he gave me the calendar, a pair of socks, pocket pry bar, pen, notepad, and a neck.
Nice.
I got the typical from all the rest of my dealers. Calendars. If anybody wants to join, I just threw the link up. And all you Chinese people out there watching Randy can get me like you did everybody else. Come on and go to school.
Mid lengths. 12-point mid lengths.
Yeah, I can't believe all the years I've been wrenching, I never bought a neck light before.
I almost bought one the other day at the auto parts.
No, it's just an easy red neck light that you gave me. Nothing fancy like the snap-on version where it's got detachable lights and
That's okay.
I got my Macco dealer gave me a pair of redback socks. Redback socks. I don't even know if you can still get them. So maybe that's why he was giving them away.
I got some snap-on socks, but they're the wrong size. They're 7 to 12, and I need 12 to 16. And then I got a set of redback Bobcats, and they don't fit. I can pull them on, but
my snap-on dealer says, "Are you ready to pull the gun on the Epic yet? I'm gonna have really good sales at the first year." I'm like, "Oh, Merry fucking Christmas to you too."
no.
He just laughed when I said that. Merry fucking Christmas to you too. He's like, "You got any broken shit?" I said, "Yeah, everything I've ever bought from you is broken." No, but this year was an interesting year though. My dealers they actually walked to the shop, and if you never got on their truck, they walked right by you and just said Merry Christmas. They didn't give you a fucking even a calendar, man. They didn't even give you a cheap freaking pocket pry bar screwdriver with a magnet on the end of it. They just walked right by you. Like, up yours. You never even went out on my truck. For previous years, they used to still hand out shit.
I can understand them being frustrated this year. I don't think anybody was doing real stellar this time of year.
Well, maybe, I don't know. Maybe Pat can answer this question. Maybe it costs them a lot more to buy all the stupid little paraphernalia to make it like a little thank you package to give to your text. I mean, I don't know how much it costs a dealer. I don't know. I know how many people my dealer on average see a week, but I don't know about every dealer on the market. I mean, I'm sure that adds up for them. And with inflation and gas prices being an increase, and I'm sure it all adds up. So if you never come on their truck, why should they give you a damn thing? I'm gonna assume for the average tool dealer, and you may think I'm crazy. I would assume it's probably upwards of about plus or minus maybe $2,500 to $3,000 deal if they give them like calendars, little screwdriver, pair of socks or something like that, or a big calendar. It's got to add up.
Depends on how many guys are on the route.
Well, that's what I said. It's got to add up, though. Well, Pat Paulson just said it ain't cheap.
No.
So when you walk in every week and a guy says, "Oh no, I go to Harbor Freight or I buy all my shit off Amazon," why would Pat give one of the techs in the shop anything? I'd walk by him too. Hell, you motherfucker, you never even get on my truck.
Right.
You gave away shirts, Pat? I'm saying, I mean, it can't be cheap. Depends how many customers you have on your route, but it's got to add up.
Let's see what we got here. Nothing new in here.
What the fuck is my dog barking for? My dog has been driving me crazy since I've been on vacation. I don't think she's used to me being home this much.
I don't know.
She pissed me off today. She would not leave the fucking cat alone, and she learned her lesson. The cat swiped her ass.
Oh,
Bad.
no.
Yeah, 3 holes in her fucking beak.
Our
Left his claws, man.
Oh,
She's out there fucking squealing, laying on the floor, going like this. She's squealing. I had to go grab needle nose pliers, pull the fucking things out. And
oh.
when I pulled them out, she looks at me and she's bleeding out 3 holes. And I looked at her and said, "You stupid ass, I told you the cat's going to get you every time. They're faster than you."
And meaner and smarter.
I think she got to learn what, maybe we didn't raise the kitty right. I mean, the dog right. We didn't have Tom and Jerry when I got this puppy.
One of my cats keeps trying to get into the turtle cage. And I keep telling him that full-grown turtle is going to snap and bite your ass. And it's not like you're going to be able to drag him out of there.
That turtle won't do shit to that cat. Do you know a cat's reflexes? You know how fast a cat is?
Yeah, but think about it. I mean, if they're balancing on one leg, hanging down inside the cage, trying not to get in the water, they're pretty damn vulnerable.
John got Death Row Records chain.
What?
Yeah, he but you know he's not going to tell us whose names are on it. Mine's not on it, is it? You realize how fast a cat's reflexes are if they're paying
Oh yeah,
a good cat?
super fast.
Do you know they're faster than like 99% of snakes, which are some of the fastest reacting animals on the earth?
What about a bear?
A bear?
Yeah, isn't a bear supposed to be even faster than a cat?
Fuck no. You ever seen the bear? It takes him 4 weeks to go from Montana to California or Nevada, wherever he lives. And then he makes another stupid, shitty video. He doesn't know what the hell tools he's talking about.
Right, but if they get mad and they get keyed in on something, they can.
I don't
They
know
can
if they're
fuck
fast
up.
or they're just very powerful. Yeah, I buy most of my stuff off the truck, Shannon. Very, very little of it comes from other sources. I'll be honest with you, I am so cool with my dealers that if I see a new product, say, I'm just gonna throw up some bullshit. Lyle throws something out new, and I know I can get off Amazon for 120. I'll show it to my tool dealer. I say, hey, you might want to check this out. It seems to be a hot product. They're selling off Amazon like crazy. I give them a heads up on it. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get those in. I'm like, when you get them in, give me a set. Well, a lot of times I know he's selling them for like instead of the 125, say for those line sockets, he's selling them for 185. I mean, he's got to pay for his gas. He's a tool truck. He's not going to be as cheap as Amazon, but he often gives them to me for an extremely good price. Sometimes some of the shit's even free because he sold so many sets before. He actually has to hide a set to give me. Like those electrical disconnect pliers that work pretty well if they don't break the connector, but all their handles slide off that Lyle made. You gotta learn not to eat. You're awake when you don't eat.
It is true.
Put some
Yep.
cocaine in that food every night.
Oh, that would be nice. I don't think they make cocaine anymore.
Well, we'll make it. I'll tell you how to get it. You're gonna have to go down to Cuba though. But no, I always support my tool truck dealers.
I think I need to stand up and walk.
They've been good to me for over 28 years.
My guys are always good to me. And I treat them accordingly.
My guys are always good to me. So I could buy. I don't know about my Snap-on guy, but I could buy a new toolbox with tool truck credit for my Mac dealer, and he wouldn't care.
I did my cart through Snap-on like that. Then I
I'm talking. I could buy like a freaking $15,000-$20,000 toolbox for my Mac dealer, and he'd be like, "Now what are we talking about a week?" And it'd be interest free.
My guy would do like $5,000, but he wouldn't go higher than that.
I've just never been questioned on a tool truck when I'm buying stuff. Although I always put down. Nowadays, I always pay most of it off.
Right, but if you were like there from Dave, the guy's route, he knows you're not going anywhere. You know, like, were you one of his first customers? Or on that route?
No, I was actually the young guy in the. Well, no matter what shop I worked at, I've always ended up in my Snap-on and my Mac guys area. I've not always been in the same area as my Maco dealer. So I've had different Maco dealers. But luckily enough, all of the moves I've made throughout my career, I'm still within the route of my Snap-on and my Mac dealer. So I've had the same dealer since I started. So I was just a young guy.
Well, that helps for your credibility, for sure.
But I've never missed a payment with them. I've always paid them. I tell them if I'm not there this week, say I did owe money. I said, go ahead, run it. I'm not going to be here next week. What do you mean, Baja? What are you talking about? What the hell are you doing anyway? Why wouldn't I be awake? I don't have to go to freaking work until January 2nd. Shannon, I have one other tech, two other techs that'll jump on the trucks. I work with another older guy that he thinks he's got everything he needs, which I'm not gonna bullshit. He probably pretty much does. He's like me. It's just I'm stupid. I buy new shit just because I would rather have it.
It's shiny and I want it.
Yeah. And I can afford it.
I can afford it. It looks like it might make that job a little easier.
Well, you never know. You never know when you might need it. And then you know what? They sit there. He tells me all the time, this guy Stason tells me all the time, you're crazy.
I have never bought anything that never got used.
You sound like me by getting home at 10 p.m. from work. Well, I hope it was
pretty normal
day for you. Huh?
That's early for me.
There's days I don't leave the shop until 10 p.m. I don't get home till 11. Yeah. I sometimes like it. I sometimes love it. Nobody's there. My owner hates it. I gotta be honest with you. My owner hates it. So I actually gotta bullshit and clock out beforehand. And then I'll just stick around and do my shit. But my manager, the store manager, loves it. Whatever you want to call her, service manager, store manager, she loves it. And she comes in the next day and I got almost everything done that was left over. And then I diagnosed 2 or 3 more cars for her to sell in the morning. But I agree with them. I shouldn't be there alone. I don't have life alert, so what if I've fallen and I can't get up?
Yeah.
I'll just take my dog to work. She'll bring me a cold beer. She'll like pour beer on my face and I'll be like, that is some serious H2O, and I'll be getting right back up.
Oh, hey, that beam torque wrench Adam was talking about. Is he talking about the old one with the analog dial on it? Or is he talking about a split beam?
I think he said split beam.
I think he's talking about the beam with the dial.
Well, I have one of those too somewhere around here.
Yeah. KRL
My
1032
grandpa's.
Max.
It was my grandpa's. I have one of those with a dial on it, but I didn't think they called those a split beam. I thought they called those a
Something else. I've seen the one with a dial on it. Those are bitching.
We used to use those all the time back in the day to set preload on steering gear boxes and shit.
Yeah, they did okay for rear ends and stuff too. Anything you had to set the preload on the bearing with. Timken bearings and Hurley cases. Can't really do that with a clicker. I mean, you can, but it's a nightmare.
That's a great idea, Baja. I love working when nobody else is around me to bug me. It's just so distracting. Like I do all the big jobs, all the heavy diagnostics, all the heavy injury repair, you name it at my shop. And it's just so frustrating when you're tearing the hell out of everything and all of a sudden everybody just keeps calling you bugging and you gotta go back and be like, okay, I am not stupid, but let's rethink this. Where was I at? You know, I can't stand that. Or especially if I'm like it doesn't bug me as much if I'm tearing it apart as if I'm putting it together, if that makes any sense.
No, that makes sense.
Well, I don't want to miss torquing something or actually installing a part, and all of a sudden I look at my bench and I'm like, why is there still a rocker arm on my bench?
Yeah, any
And I
kind of
got, and I got the
critical
valve covers
fastener.
back on. I got the camshaft in. You know, that happened to me one time. And I
Ooh.
thought to myself, how in the hell did you miss that? Well, you know what? One of my little blue shop towels was sitting over the freaking rocker arm. I don't know. I kept getting bugged. And all of a sudden, I just put the valve covers, cam covers, whatever you guys want, anybody wants to call it, back on the engine. It was a 3.6 Chrysler Pentastar. And all of a sudden, I moved a rag and I'm like, what the fuck is that rocker arm there for? The two bad ones, the only ones that the insurance company would pay for, the aftermarket warranty would pay for, and the customer refused to pay for new ones on all of them while I had it apart. I'm like, I already know I took the two bad ones and I moved them aside. And I went and double checked. I'm like, yeah, my two bad ones are here. I'm like, fuck me. Now I got to pull that valve cover back off, take the cam back out, the whole 9 yards. How the hell did I forget a rocker arm? And I just thought to myself, you guys got to stop bugging me when I'm putting shit back together.
Yeah. Especially while you're torquing something. I won't even stop.
Well, I won't even anymore either. If I'm getting where I'm torquing shit to spec, which I'm not going to go there on that. I've heard so many other guys tell me, good and tight's good enough. No, when I'm doing heavy engine repair like that, I torque to manufacturer specifications for two reasons. One, it's the right way to do it. And two, I paid that much money for this freaking torque angle wrench and this wrench and that wrench and this wrench. I'm going to fucking use it.
Right.
I'm not going to just grab a ratchet. Oh, this feels like about 100 or 80 foot-pounds, and this feels like it looks like another 45 degrees. No, I bought a $600 or $500 at the time torque wrench. I'm going to fucking use it.
Damn right. I'd like to have another clicker. Another 3/8 clicker.
That has happened before, Shannon.
Yeah, those aren't bad. I have snap-on 3/8 and half-inch split beams, or I'd buy both. They wouldn't be bad to keep in the race car trailer. I mean, they never go out of calibration. You can leave them cranked to wherever you want. I've got a split beam that just lives at 180 pounds.
See, I totally disagree with being told to do this. I mean, especially depending on the mileage. I mean, why? And I tell customers this: they come into my shop and their Honda water pump's leaking, and it's got 120,000 miles on it, and I got to install a whole new timing setup on it. No, I want to get a high quality set of tensioners, idler pulleys, a new water pump, new cam seals, new crank seal, the whole 9 yards, everything. And I don't want no argument on this because I don't understand at 100,000 miles plus. Why would you question the fact that I'm suggesting while I'm there and the amount of labor you're going to pay for it is going to be a very much reduced amount because I already have them there and I opened it up. Why would you not want to pay a few extra bucks for a few extra seals, maybe a touch more labor, whatever it be, and get new seals put on everything? Because I don't want that customer coming back after I do such a job and 3 or 4,000 miles later, and all of a sudden it's pissing oil everywhere, and I find one of the cam seals are leaking. Well, of course it's hard and brittle. It's 130,000 miles old,
Right.
or this many years old, on top of the mileage. No, replace it all. Well, I got it there open. I don't charge that much extra labor to toss that little piece in, this little piece in. I mean, like tensioners and idlers, and all, I don't charge anything extra for that. Like cam seals, crank seals, I get a little extra for, but
Right. If you're looking at it, you may as well replace it.
well, I think that's one reason in the particular area I work now is I don't work in a real low end area. When it's properly explained to a customer, they seem to say, "Hey, no problem. I never thought about that. It's a great idea." And I hate when a customer tells me, "Oh, I'm gonna get rid of this car in a month." You know how many times I've been told that, and the car's back in my shop 3 months later, 6 months later, a year later, 3 years later. No, you don't put $3,000 into a car and get rid of it. If you're putting
No.
$3,000 into a car, you're keeping it. And I'm just
Yeah.
throwing up a number. The number could be much higher. It could be $7,000 or $8,000. It could be 12 or 14,000, depending on what you're driving, what do you own. But when you tell me that, I'm looking for the cheapest because I'm gonna get rid of it. And then you do the cheapest, and next thing you know, they're back at your shop.
Right.
Like Baja Automotive says it perfectly right now.
Warranty officers don't understand the customer's perception. He who touched it last gets blamed for everything. This is 100% true. I had a service call today, kind of an odd one. You know, we're doing tree chippers, but we also sell a couple of different lines from Toro. You know, remote control mowers, big 52 and 60-inch deck remote control lawn mowers, and the small stand-on, ride-on loaders. I think they're called Dingoes, Toro Dingoes. and they just brought one in to get serviced. I did all the filters, the whole fuel system, all that kind of stuff. And the guy called, yeah, my loader's fucked up at the job site and it won't go forward and backward. The bucket won't go up and down. You know, I'm like, okay, relax. I can be there in half an hour. But I get the job site to look at it. It's a completely different machine.
As well said, Baja. Well said. Also with you. Any job
Anyway,
doing half-ass is the American way. Yes, well said also. Because that seems to be the truth these days.
anything worth doing is worth doing right, even if it's the wrong thing to do. But I got to the job today, and here's this poor, what do you call it, a loader?
Well, mine too.
A skip loader?
I've been in this industry since as a tech. It only took me a few months to go from like 0 to the top when I first started. Because I was already master certified before I started. I'd say as a serious tech since 1993. So about 28 years or so.
It's a long time.
Well, I've been master certified for 25.
Right.
Not that the certs mean anything. It just means you know how to take a test.
Yeah, but you're remembering key information that's important.
Yeah, but if you go to all the technical training, and I'm sure Baja will agree with me, you go to all the higher tech training and all the high end training, those ASE tests, and I'm not looking to hurt. I shouldn't probably even say anything. The ASE tests, believe it or not, are designed around somebody with the least amount of experience and knowledge about such subject being able to pass them to show they somewhat know what they're doing. They're not meant to guarantee that that's the best of the best.
Right.
And a lot of people will disagree with me on that comment. And I will say that you definitely have to read that stuff very carefully because ASC says they don't try to trick you. But if you don't read it carefully, you will end up with a wrong answer. And then when you fail or something, you'll be like shocked, like, I know exactly what I'm doing. And I'm not saying you don't, but you did not read it carefully enough. Read your possible answers carefully enough, and you didn't answer the question right. I mean, I to a point think they try to trick the technician. Like the fact I work aftermarket, I tell my guys when you go take those ASE tests, they start talking about and they even bring up a particular model of car or something, which I don't think they really do anymore. They say it's always this. Tech A says it's always this. Technician B says no, it's most likely this. Answer C, none of the above, because nothing is always, and nothing is most likely. They like to use like answers and terminology like that, which is fucked up.
Things that are open to interpretation.
Exactly. Bad wording, questionable shit.
I got you.
I mean, if you're a Toyota tech, I mean, you're gonna know Toyotas like no other. Honestly, if you are top end Toyota Lexus tech, you should have absolutely no problem passing the L1 advanced test because I think it's kind of based the questions I ask are basically kind of based off their engine line. But I don't know. I get shocked sometimes by dealer techs. I don't ever down a dealer tech in any way, shape, or form. most of them are versatile. It's the ones that aren't versatile that can't jump from one car to another that confuse me.
Gotcha.
Once you've learned the basics of everything and you know how to understand wiring diagrams and you really know how a car runs and what's required to make the car run, and you can read through the theory and operation of a certain system, it might be a slowdown for you, a slight learning curve, learning wiring diagrams and such things like that. I mean, like when you're working on a particular car line, you know right off the top of your head on certain cars what color wire with what color tracer, yellow wire with the red tracer. This is what I'm looking for. I should have this on it. But you know all that right off the top of your head. But God forbid somebody throws you a Ford product or GM product, you should still basically be able to apply those same fundamental skills on that car. It may take you longer, but you'll come up with the right answer.
You got to locate the components. Sometimes the components are not in the same place, or they appear different. But today I had to go out and I had to hunt down a hydraulic issue. First thing I had to do was get the machine out of a bad.
Yeah, you're saying it proper, Baja.
And then assess if there really was a problem.
Baja is saying it basically the way I interpret it.
That's one thing I don't have to deal with is ASEs.
I don't think I have to deal with them for 5 years. I think I'm totally recertified and everything.
Well, I'm being in the equipment industry. I still use SAE tools. Sometimes, not all the time.
Now Baja is being funny. Dummy 2 says you need a battery. How do you assess the situation? You ever watch Baja, Frosty?
Not enough.
Well, he's a very intelligent technician. Give you a thumbs up, Baja. I've listened to you, seen the shit you did. We got to talk more about pressure transducers, cheap versus expensive.
I think it's all about having something that you can apply to a gauge or a screen that can easily read in a wide range and read multiple sensors.
Well, I have to think the last time, you got to remember, I only take research on ASEs. I've not taken a full-blown ASE test other than research in over 20, 25 years. Because once you're certified, you only got to research. So they're shortened tests. They're shortened version of the test. So I don't know how they compare to the regular tests anymore. I don't know. I haven't took the regular test. But I assume the research are asking you their key points, their main questions. The stuff they truly expect you to be able to answer. So out of maybe 60 questions they originally had, maybe you're going to get 25 or 30, 35. And they expect you to know those are the key questions they're really after, which still are stupid questions.
And those are the ones that you go through and you know them.
Stupidly, but I'll be honest with you, in today's world, there's so much electronics in a car. If you don't know how to read and understand electrical wiring diagrams, you probably won't pass many of them.
Right.
I mean, if you know I'll be honest with you, Frosty, I'll be honest with you, Baja, I have not rebuilt the transmission, automatic or manual, in over 20 years. And I pass those things every freaking time. Because I'm lucky enough, they don't sit there and show some stupid diagram like they did 25 years ago and say, what gear is this manual transmission in? Or is automatic transmission? Well, hell, I don't fucking know. I'm not a trans guy. I can replace a trans. I don't rebuild them. But they don't ask me that shit anymore. They ask me about this solenoid's not working, blah, 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 blah. And they give me a wiring diagram. What could be the potential problem? Is it a short here? Is it an open here? Is it this there? And you look at the wiring diagram, and if you know wiring, you figure it out.
Yeah, I like those diagrams where they'll show you the what gears or what it's like a power flow chart. They want to know what direction the output shaft's going to be turning in. Oh, that's a pain in the ass.
It's good to know. So you mean tell me I gotta like pull money up my ass now, Baha, if I want the good shit? I want stuff of my own. I have the good shit. I've never used the cheap shit. I have the good shit at work, but it's not mine.
Alrighty, what do you got there?
Huh? Why? I expect you to do 50 push-ups and 50 sit-ups before you go to bed. You're 88 and you need to work out. I know. Okay. I know. I was just wondering how many more animals you're going to let out.
Huh? We got to move cars. Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's exactly right, Baha. They asked me too many more questions that got outside that range of what you're telling me about. I would not pass the auto trans class. We don't rebuild transmissions in our shop. We'll replace them with remans from a reputable source. So far, the source is reputable that we're getting them from, and the price is actually shocking. I'm very shocked at the price they charge us.
I know parts have gone up quite a bit.
What do you mean parts have gone up quite a bit? Everything's gone up quite a bit. It's Bidenomics. It's working.
Oh,
don't tell nobody.
Jesus.
I still laugh at that comment.
Yeah, Creepy Joe's got all the answers, right?
No, he doesn't have any answers. He just gets told what to say. Our politics are totally different now. You know, when you used to elect a politician, the politician that you elected, like such as President of the United States, for many, many years, they were the main person in power. Now there seems to be more of a puppet that's guided by, so say, less intelligent puppets.
Well, they were supposed to be the leader of the party.
Yeah, whatever. Either party, I think they both fuck up. It's a bad. I just don't understand right now, to be honest with you. So, have you seen any of that new Harbor Freight ripoff stuff they've come out with?
I went in there the other day.
I just know Icon and Harbor Freight, whatever Icon is Harbor Freight, they have a huge, huge investment.
Yeah, but when they fail and that stuff is stuck on their shelves and they can't get rid of it, the damage is already going to be done to the struggling tool truck guys.
Well, bottom line is they're not going to hurt Snap-on. Snap-on is going to be okay. Just like seriously.
The Matco guy is going to get hurt. The guy
Snap-on has been the best investment I've ever made in my life.
Yeah.
I'm not just talking their tools. I talked to you about this earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Now, so everybody, everybody's still watching.
Mm-hmm.
My tool dealer years ago brought this to my attention. Snap-on stock, $289.91. Went up another $1.76 a day today. Its 1 year rate of return has been 60%. 1 year, or no, it went up $60, 26% increase. 5 year, it's been 100% increase, almost 101%. Max, it is a $2,728, $2,728.39% increase all time. That tells me that it's time to be careful. Stocks may split. Well, I don't know if that you have to be careful about that, but I don't see that as a company that is dying or failing.
No, and even if it gets split, it's still going to climb, but it's going to take a while to get back up to that level.
Yeah, but you have twice as many shares.
True.
No, I have no problem with the tool company coming out with shit and doing shit, but I don't know how Pat Paulson feels about this, and I might buy it and do my best to fucking shear the living shit out of it and break it, but like just directly copycat the snap-on ball joint press is bullshit.
Don't buy into their pliers. I don't care what they say. The pliers are not the same.
Well, didn't we get told last night that they're not American made snap-ons?
Oh, I forgot about that. Nothing they make is American made.
Yeah.
And the patents all belong to Stanley Black and Decker.
Yeah, somebody's got inside info. Oh fuck, my computer. Sorry, folks. Give me a minute.
I got to go move some cars, Dave, or I'm not going to be able to get out in the morning.
All right.
I may be right back. I may not.
Oh, give me a minute. I got to cool off my computer with the fan that's not working.
Take your time. I'll be back.
No, end the stream. It'll only be a minute, folks. If I'm still here, still alive, it'll only be a minute. think my New Year's resolutions will be quit smoking. Did this shit 10 years ago. It's time to do it again. Probably about another 30 seconds. Hey, you gotta be cooled off by now, huh? It's time to replace this PO shit computer. Come back, computer. Come on, get the house. I guess it's dead. Come on, computer. This thing's pissing me off. I can't even end the stream. The computer won't shut off. So I'm not going to end the stream. If anybody still hears or sees me. Should come back to live in a minute if anybody's still watching. Sorry about that, guys. Fans died. In my computer, I gotta order some parts. And trying to keep it cool with ice packs. You found that out? Pat, you found that out? Because I did find one thing interesting on them. The locking players right in here, right down in here, have a marking I don't think I ever saw on the Melcos. And I'm curious. It guarantees me that it's stamped somewhere by Snap-on. Am I correct or not? I don't believe the Melcos ever had any marking on this piece here. Well, Snap-on's making them, that's great. They're a great player. I'm back. I don't know. Oh, Frosty's moving cars around. This fucking computer. The fans had to die in it. Sorry about that, folks, for the brief interruption. Well, nice to know, Pat. Thanks for letting me know about that information. Baja JWC is going to be up in Lansing. It's about 70. I'm not in Detroit, but Baja be about 70 miles from me. No, Melco's gone. They're closed, Shannon. They're done. Snap-on's making them now. I saw some distinctive marks on their locking player that tells me it's Snap-on product now. So I'm assuming Snap-on bought what I would assume is the patent on it. I mean, Snap-on already knows how to make shit, so they didn't have to have Melco show them how to make it. What do you mean by that, other than my computer took a shit and I got to go buy a new one, John? The fans went dead in my laptop, so it gets too hot from time to time. No, you didn't get any snow here. We have snow here in Michigan, but not where I live. I mean, you go up in the UP, you go up around Traverse City, there's probably many inches of snow up there, but not down here. I mean, you go up to Marquette, up in the UP, they probably got a good foot of snow or more. But down here, no, it's raining. It's actually only probably about 50 degrees outside right now. Now my computer keeps overheating on me, but it started over the Christmas days, and stores are closed, so this thing's probably like 3 years old, so I probably won't even fix it. I'll probably just replace it. So I hope y'all had a good Christmas. Not only that, Pat, I agree with you 100% there. Was the plating on those players also a snap-on thing? That's what always led me to believe Snap-on was behind helping Melka with that. Because the plating on them is just so distinctive to something like a tool that you'd see that was made from like Snap-on produce. Yeah, Shannon, all it's been doing is raining here. I know up north it's getting snow. Once it gets cold enough, there's always snow up there. I've tried to let you in the house like 10 times. You can wait till my ass goes in. Sorry, I'm talking to my cat. I never knew Frosty, well, he calls himself Frosty the Iceman. I never knew Frosty the Snowman was always tired. I don't even know what time it is. It took a while for that computer to come back up. And I'm sorry about that all, but thank you guys all for joining in. I hope you all had a good holiday and continue to have good holidays. Well, I don't care. I don't got to work tomorrow. I screwed up and slept in too long today. I'm like totally wide awake. I'm not used to sleeping. I actually felt weird today waking up. I slept like 10 hours. I woke up feeling weird, like, where am I? I should be at the shop. Thank you, Diabolical. All right, JWC, I'll stick on for a while. Maybe shoot the shit backstage for a little bit. Anybody wants to? I'll throw an invite out there again. But I'm probably going to end the stream in a few minutes. Their link is up for those few that are watching. If anyone wants to jump in backstage for a few minutes. With that said, thank you all for jumping in and watching. Originally, it was just going to be a BS conversation between me and Frosty, but I went live with it. So thank you all for joining in. I wish you all a happy holidays. Hope all your family's safe. And with that, I'm out. Thanks for joining in. Anybody wants to jump in back stream? Like I said, the link is up.